went to Ukraine, they bought another 12 or 13 more European-style shirts. But extra large in Ukraine was probably like a medium. So a lot. I'm 5'10". I'm not as tall as what I've seen out the two. I'm 5'10". Am I going to marry Lana? It's still possible. I'm not leaving that out of the realm of possibility. We're still talking like we're going to have something. But, you know, the problem is the U.S. government is supposed to be cracking down on these visas. Like, I have friends that have gotten as much as 7 or 8 visas in getting a girl here, and the U.S. is cracking down and saying that they're only going to allow a guy to have like 1 or 2 visas, 1 or 2 attempts, and for like a spouse coming from a foreign country, they were going to limit them to 1. I don't know if this is true. I have not verified this, but from where Lana stands, she is hearing that that's true, and she's very nervous about her 1 attempt will be coming to meet me, and if it doesn't work out, she doesn't want to be divorced. She wants her marriage to last forever. Yeah, everybody, you know, wants that, but that's how real she is. So she doesn't want to take that chance. So she is actually wanting to be courted and wants to spend some courting time together. And so we are processing a regular visa right now and trying to make that happen. Why don't I get a honey here? That may happen. But, you know, and Lana wasn't the only girl. You don't think I spent that money on just one woman, do you? No, I got dozens over there that I can meet. And some others I could meet again, maybe. I don't know. Have I ever been married? No. I've been, well, Vegas Golden Knights, of course. No, Lana doesn't want any babies. Lana does not want any children. That's, we learned that in the first week that we were talking. That's something I talk to, when I talk to girls, that's one of the first things you talk about, not Big Ed style, because I'm not going to go fake a woman out just to get laid with her or whatever, and tell her that I want kids, or that I want kids, or lie about having kids, and then after, you know, I'm satisfied, no, you know, I don't want kids. That's not fair. Let's see. Lana doesn't want any kids. Again, I see messages. I don't want any kids at this point. I don't think it's fair for the kids. Although, you know, there are a lot of families traveling in motorhomes with children, and there are schools online, so you don't even have to homeschool. But half of my time is going to be in the motorhome here, and half the time it's just going to be normal vacations traveling around the world. I don't know that I'd want to travel with kids around the world like that all the time. And Lana and I are going to be we would be doing very adventurous stuff. I don't know if that's a world for kids. So I don't necessarily want any kids. If it happens by accident, yes, I'd be a great father. Yeah, if you come to Vegas, hit me up. I've met fans coming from other places and coming out to Vegas. Now's the time to come because it's half empty. It's crazy how empty it is here. Lana and I plan on traveling. Well, where would we travel to? Because we've talked about that extensively. We'd travel everywhere. Lana is as curious about the world as I am. I want to see everything. literally everything. So it's constant travel. It's just going to be traveling all the time, but not like a vacation. If you go on vacation, you've got your museum scheduled, you've got some tour scheduled, you've got all these scheduled items that take up your time. And by the time your vacation is over, you need a vacation from your vacation. No, I've learned my lesson on that. I travel in relax mode. I want to feel like I'm a resident. I might take a couple days off just to relax and enjoy the time, watch some TV or whatever. I'm not out there doing something or scheduling something every day. You get tired of traveling if you do that. She's the same way. Lana wants to travel in that style. Who wouldn't? And have you guys seen? I'm sure some of you have seen what the motorhomes look like now. Somebody was telling me the other day, why would she want to live in a tin box? What tin box? These motorhomes are 450 square feet inside, and more luxurious than a house or apartment. It's amazing what they look like. You need to just go to one of these lots and see what these things look like. My birthday's in November. And Lana's birthday is the day before mine. Let's see. You care about the cats. Well, I showed you the cats. Yes, Lana and I would get more animals. Actually, she's been taking care of her sister's dog for months now, and she is actually liking dogs. Although she has a cat, but the cat is not living with her now. She left the cat at her parents' house. But no, I'm Scorpio, dead center Scorpio. I missed the dead center by about 2 hours. Okay. Yeah, I'm a cat man. I've had cats all my life because my mom was a cat person. Although I think my father had a dog when I was up until the age of like 3. I think we had that dog and it died. I don't know the reasons why it died. I barely remember the dog. Barely remember it. I remember it was a little black cocker or something like that. Lana is a Scorpio too. Yes, she's almost dead center also because her birthday is one day before mine. When will I be seeing Lana next? I don't know exactly. Maybe in 2 weeks. It depends on what I can find out about this lockdown that they just went through. Do I dye my hair? Yes, of course I dye my hair. I dye it every couple weeks. If I didn't dye it, it would probably be really gray around the sides, but that's pretty much it. And my beard, like everything from here down, like my beard is pretty gray too. But I still have so much dark hair that, and my hair was never black. It was probably dark brown, but I think I do it too black right now. But if I did it dark brown, the black in my hair would still show up too much, I think. I see lots of requests to go live with me. Not sure what I would do with that. I will try that. Oh, Mae West is here. Hey, Mae West. Wow. If you don't know it, Mae West is responsible for those first videos making, using the Reface app. She gave me the one with Tom Cruise, and I think it came out fantastic. So thank you, Mae West, for that. Everybody should know that. And then I see there's a couple guys that made some for me. I put them up, and now there's a guy out there that made them, and now he's making one on everybody, and he does several a day. I see. How did I come up with my cats' names? Mothra and Gamera. If you are as old as me, you know those came from Godzilla monster movies back from the 60s. I should dye my hair blonde. I think I was talking to somebody about that once. I tried dyeing my hair blonde when I was in my 20s, and what I got was orange. I didn't know how to do it. It didn't work the first time I did it. Then I found out, oh, you actually have to bleach it first, peroxide or something like that. I tried that and I got orange. I had that orange for a day, and then I colored it dark again. So I'd have to do it. Some professional would have to do it. I'm not sure that I would do that at this point. Right now, I think maybe I cut it a little too short. I cut it after the last filming, because, you know, when you're filming, they don't want you to change. So I just cut it recently, and I think maybe a little too short. I might want it to go a little longer, but I'm still probably going to have it over my ears. I like the wash and wear look. I'm comfortable with it now. I could literally dry it. If I have to dry it, then I can dry it in a couple minutes. Are you and Lana talking often? Yeah, probably at least every other day, if not every day. When she's not busy, because her work schedule is sometimes 20 hours a day now. I don't think she's ever worked that hard, and she's not really working from home anymore. Favorite TV show or favorite movie? I can tell you I would love to hear from people who want to talk about this movie. My favorite movie of all time, and I've seen it probably 7 times now, is called The Man from Earth. The Man from Earth. I like science fiction. This movie was written by a very prolific science fiction writer who wrote a lot of the early Star Trek shows, and the cast of the movie is mostly Star Trek characters. I don't know if there was anybody in the cast in this movie that wasn't in a Star Trek episode before. It's about a guy. It's about a guy who is trying to convince his friends, because suddenly he is leaving town, that he is 14,000 years old. And that is why he has to leave, because he doesn't age. So the story of him trying to convince his friends is just amazing. I recommend this movie for anybody to watch. I usually don't watch movies by sitting down and watching them. I watch them while I'm doing other things. And of course, I was doing that when this movie started. And after like 10 minutes, I said, I gotta stop doing everything and just focus on this movie, because it had grabbed my attention so much. I had to watch every minute of it. They have made a sequel to the movie also. And I saw that. And I believe they were working on a third sequel, or a second sequel to the movie. But I don't know if it's out there. What nationality am I? Well, I'm American. Mostly it's Irish, a little bit of English, and Cherokee Indian. And unfortunately, my tribe does not have a casino. Do I believe in UFOs? I think so. I definitely believe that, well, you know, if you saw Mike's show, that's exactly how I believe. I've been believing that for 40 years. Do I like only white girls? No, I've actually dated a black girl, and my longest ever relationship was with a Hispanic girl. What, no casino? Yeah, no, my Cherokee Indian tribe has no casino. We should fix that. Wait for something to come up here. Lacrosse. No, lacrosse. Is that with the, not sure what lacrosse is actually. Is that with the little nets, little sticks with the net on the end, and you're throwing the ball through a net? I'm not sure. Dated over 100 Ukrainian women. Yes, it's probably closer to 200 women. A lot of people think, oh, this is crazy. No, this is 20 years. How many women, if you're not married, how many women have you dated in 20 years? How many people have you dated in 20 years? And when I went over there, it was specifically for dating. So I'd go over there on a trip, and I'd date 7, 8 girls on that trip. You know, you're meeting them. Some of them would be, thanks, May. You'll go on some dates. Sometimes it only took one date before I decided, well, no, we're not a match. And sometimes I dated girls for 4 or 5 dates. And a couple times I dated girls for a couple weeks. And then those were usually the ones where they would propose, or I'd propose. And that happened a couple times. So I proposed a couple times where I got turned down. I proposed a couple times where they wanted to wait. They wanted to actually date for a couple years, and no, that was not my goal. I didn't want to get into a situation basically like Lana, but you know what? I wasn't with Lana for 7 years. I've known Lana for 7 years. That's as far as the truth goes on the show. I've known Lana for 7 years. I wasn't dating her for 7 years. In fact, when I went over there to meet her the first 2 times, I was going over there just to visit her, like I went to visit my friend Anya in Odessa. How do I get a girl like Lana? You just have to go over there. You want to know why I'm so arrogant on the show? I'm arrogant because I know the truth. I know what really goes on, how this works. And none of you guys, even the guys that are on Team Dave, really have no idea what really happened on the show. And so I'm arrogant over the editing and stuff that we actually did. I had no clue to what they were going to do. In fact, I'll go as far as to say they stopped me from meeting Lana on that first trip. Will I do another show? Yes. Does the show make you fake stuff? Okay, answered. Do I keep in touch with? Yes, of course. You must be just brand new in this now. Yes, of course I keep in touch with Lana. Lana and I never said take you out bowling. You know what? The bowling scene was the best ever. In case you don't know, bowling. The only time I go bowling now is in Ukraine. And I don't take my own ball with me. If you want to bowl well or look like a professional, you have to have your own fitted ball. The balls that are in Ukraine, the Ukrainian men that have these heavy balls, because you have to have a heavy ball in order to knock down pins. I don't know, why are their fingers so big? I literally, if you pay attention on the show, I was using 2 fingers in each hole of that ball. And when I said I was professional, I mean, I was not on the PBA tour, although a very good friend of mine was the all-time leading money winner on the PBA tour during the 80s and 90s. Hey, Brian Voss, if you're out there, hit me up. I bowled tournaments on weekends, and during the weeks, if I could get them. There were all kinds of things you could bowl back then to make money. And I actually made more money in bowling than I did at my job. So that's why I could say I'm professional, because I earned my money through bowling. I never said I was on the PBA. And I wouldn't have been good enough for the PBA here. When I was in Germany, I think I probably had the 3rd highest average of anybody in Germany at the time, at 211 to 215. But over here, that's not good enough to do well on the PBA over here. You've got to be doing 230s in your league play to do well on the PBA. So how many strikes do you think I got? Because the first 3 shots, the first 3 frames, I was just fooling around, throwing the ball, and I was telling Lana that I could throw the ball and curve it from one gutter to the other gutter. And that's what I was doing. I was just throwing balls out there. And if you're going to throw balls from one gutter out to the other gutter, and you're trying to aim for that last inch at the edge of the gutter, yeah, some of them are going to slide off into the gutter. And especially after not bowling for a year, yeah, that's where they're going to go. And that happened on a few of them, and that's what they filmed, and that's what they showed you. They didn't show you the strikes. After 3 frames of fooling around, I said, hey, I got to start earning some kisses. And over the next 7 frames, I threw 4 strikes. Unfortunately, I didn't get 2 in a row because the bet, which you didn't get to hear all of it, the bet was a 1-second kiss for 1 strike. I was just trying to warm her up to it because she was very shy. 2 strikes in a row would have been a 5-second kiss, which is what I was going for. And so I go up there on the fourth shot, and I get that strike on the first one. I go to give Lana the kiss, and I decided to push it. I decided to push it for more than a second, and she backed away. She said no. She spoke to me like, no, you have to earn it. You have to earn it. And then the producer asked me, oh, go tell her that you tried anyway, and you could, see if you could get the kiss. And that's when you heard Lana say, oh no, you have to earn it. That's when she said it out loud. If you want to see what really happened during the bowling, you can see my video on my Instagram. Right here on Instagram, I have a video up there that I made at the bowling alley right after we finished bowling, and it was like opposite of what you saw on the show. You can see where Lana was thinking at that time. The funny face Lana made was probably a shot of her face after I got the 4th strike, because I kept throwing strikes. Unfortunately, I didn't get 2 in a row. It took to the next day till I got a kiss with her, and I probably had 60 kisses with her during the next week that we had together. But nope, they don't show you that. They purposely made Lana look bad. They purposely made me look bad, yes. Why do I dye my hair so dark? Well, because if I dyed it lighter, my hair is dark. My hair is not black. It's very, very dark brown. But if I go any lighter, then it's going to look splotchy because I still have really dark hair. Yeah, I'm wishing, it's sad that the show didn't show all the truth, everything. That's very sad. That's why I'm arrogant, because I'm the only one that knows. Do I have all my teeth? Yes, I have all my teeth. Big Ed likes eggs. Was he making eggs? I actually don't eat eggs, but maybe I will start. Just date Mae West already. Mae West is in Philippines. You and Big Ed friends? No. Pretty much obviously no. I have not talked to Big Ed ever. Actually, I don't know anybody on the show that talks to Big Ed. Anybody from the cast talks to Big Ed. I don't see any of that happening. He's definitely not in the private groups that we have where cast members talk to each other. Where's Lana? Lana's in Ukraine. Still trying to get the visa. Yeah, May, that's what happens. That's what happens here. Do you only date Russian women? I have only been dating Ukrainian girls for the last maybe 15 years. I was dating girls here off and on while I was going over there in the first few years, and then when I got into relationships, got into a few longer-term relationships, and they didn't work out. So I finally decided, I need to, if I'm going to go to Ukraine, I just need to focus on Ukraine because I don't want to go over there with my heart not free and just wasting my time. My relatives are from Northern Ireland, Protestant Irish. That's why there's an E in my name. So St. Patrick's Day is orange for me. I cook and clean and I still don't have a ring. Should fix that. Are Caesar and I friends? Yes, Caesar and I are very good friends. What's this? Did you know that you weren't going to meet her when you went to that address? Yes, of course I knew I wasn't going to meet her at that address. I knew when I drove up that that wasn't her address. Have I ever dated a black girl? Yes, I have. Did I bulk up? No, I haven't totally bulked up yet. I'm in the process of losing the 50 pounds that I gained when I broke my neck some years ago. And every once in a while the neck injury strikes back at me, and I'm flat on my back for a while. So right before the show, without me knowing that I was going to do the show, that was a time when I was going to work in pain every day, where I'd have to hold my arm up like this, tight under my neck, just to relieve the pressure off the nerve in my neck, because the discs are messed up. You broke your neck in 98, then you know exactly how I feel. Come home every day and just lie down because you can't do anything else. Unfortunately, I was eating more, and the weight came on quickly. Now I've got to try and lose it. Have I tried CBD for the pain? I'm not sure what that is. The pain is only there for like 6 months, and then it goes away, and then I'm good until, whenever you sleep funny on your neck and you kink it, which is actually you're putting pressure on a disc, and you've broken the disc, and the jelly inside squeezes out and presses against your nerve. That's what that pain is that you have for 3 weeks, and it takes 3 weeks for that slight injury to the body to absorb that jelly. My injury is bigger than that. It takes 6 months for it to absorb that jelly and not press on the nerve anymore. But that's only happened twice since I broke my neck. Front entry surgery. They wanted to fuse 5 of my vertebrae, and I literally would have been like Big Ed. Well, Big Ed has 3 discs apparently. I would have had just 2 movable joints, the very top one and the very bottom one. I didn't want that, and because of a problem, because of a problem getting a second doctor to look at it. It happened right around Christmas time. I had to wait for an appointment, and the pain started to go away. How did I break my neck? I was stupid. I was in my big house, my 5,000 square foot house. It had a very big stairway, one of these 2-direction stairways that curve around from the front atrium area. And it had 7 bedrooms. I was filling all the bedrooms with furniture, and I was carrying a bed on my back. I didn't have any help that day, and I was carrying the bed up there myself because I had to empty it out of a truck. And I had too much of it far forward, and I didn't. When I felt like there was too much pressure on my neck, there was, and I was thinking as I was walking it up those stairs that, wow, this is feeling kind of stiff. It feels like I've got way too much weight on there, and literally like a second later crack. So it wasn't like a full break, it was like a crack in the vertebra, but it took out 4 discs with it. How did I get in contact with the producers for the show? That's an interesting story. I have a lot of friends at work that when the show was on for 3 or 4 years, they kept asking me, why don't I do the show? Because that's what I do. I go to Ukraine every year. I was talking to Lana one day, and Lana and I had this idea that when we did the motorhome, we were always going to do a YouTube travel channel, an adventure channel. Unfortunately, she would always tell me that I'm going to be the one doing the channel. She wasn't going to do it. And I would say, no, we're going to do it together. And that's as far as it would go, because she wouldn't tell me anything else. I told her about the show, and she said, oh, do you think that would help us do the YouTube channel? And I said, yeah, I think it'd be great. We'd come off of it with some fans, and then they would transfer to watching the YouTube channel, because Lana was asking me, well, how long does it take to be profitable with the channel? Because she wanted to have some kind of profitable business. And I said, it takes years. And she said, oh, no, I can't. I said, yeah, it takes years to get that. But I was talking with a friend at work who was always asking me, why don't you do the show? And suddenly it dawned on me, well, if I do the show, maybe that would give me followers. And so I immediately went to my computer in my office and did a search for an email address or contact for the show, found one, and I wrote to them, and literally I sent my picture, I sent Lana's picture, and I just said, are you filming any shows right now? And I got a phone call from New York 5 minutes later. That's what it took, 5 minutes later. Lana's just about the money. If you only knew. Lana doesn't want any money. And in fact, Lana didn't do the tell-all. Lana didn't do the show. You saw Lana didn't show up. How did that tell you that she wants money? Because look at all the money. She left over $10,000 on the table because she showed up. Lana's too afraid of the camera. Flashback to the 70s with that furniture. Yes. No, I'm guessing 80s. I don't think it was 70s, but probably 80s. And you weren't here long enough to already tell that story, but I've told that story many times. It's not my furniture, guy. What do you like most about your city? The things that I can do here. The things that you can do here within a few miles. I literally live 10 minutes from the Strip. Sure, there's many more things you can do in a big city like Chicago or New York or Los Angeles, but you got to drive for hours in Los Angeles to get to some places. Here, everything's really close. But I'm not going to live in Las Vegas when I retire. I'm retired now, but I retired early, so I still have to sell 2 houses, the 2 rental houses I still have. One of them that we filmed in, and the other one that I'm actually living in, and then sell all my stuff and buy the RV. I haven't bought the RV yet. Do I not believe she's afraid of the camera? Of course I know she's afraid of the camera. Absolutely I know she's afraid of the camera. You could see it. You watched the show, right? You could see the faces she made where she was almost ready to puke, because my sister's the same way. My sister has horrible camera anxiety, and you could see that in her face many times. I'm going to sell. Well, the furniture. Furniture is actually easy to sell, but it's basically just going away for super cheap. Do I ever think that I defend her too much? No, I don't defend Lana too much, because you who think I'm defending her don't have any clue to what really happened on the show. Really what was going on. Is the show all scripted? That's another one that I'm going to laugh at. Answered. Lana didn't feel sick of me. Of course not. Do you really think that Lana stood me up? How many times? You heard at the tell-all, the very last tell-all shot, the very last scene of the last tell-all show, Sean asked me something about Lana. She said, Lana has skipped you all these times or bypassed you all these times. And I said, no, Sean. Lana has only ever stood me up one time. That was the very first time after knowing her for 2 weeks. That is still my answer. She's only stood me up ever one time. What does that tell you? How many times did you think she stood me up in the show? She never did. Why am I hiding the jacket? The jacket's upstairs right now. The ring isn't real. Hello, Bakersfield. Lana's great. Lana's great. But Lana's busy working. She's working more than she ever has before. It was definitely unfair for Lana. But after Lana didn't show up at the tell-all because after they filmed that show, like a lot of people say, you know, and if you saw the uncut tell-all that was leaked, you saw me tell back to Sean when Sean said, hey, that doesn't look like Lana has no money, after showing the little Lana video, and I told back, I said none of that was real. And then when the show aired, I saw that they put up a little 24-hour before blurb that said 24 hours before. More like about 45 days after I left. Lana saw how they were portraying her. They saw with the questions they asked. They saw with the answers they were putting in her face that weren't real, that she was going to not participate anymore because all they were trying to do was make fun of her. Am I older than Lana's dad? No, Lana's dad is about 10 years older than me. That has always been a question to me. You know, some of the girls were young, and I'd always ask them how old their parents were because I didn't really feel comfortable if the parent was actually older or younger than me. For the girls that were younger, back when it was like a 20-year difference. But no, Lana's parents are actually older. I don't think that I'm older. I think I might be older than her mother by a year. Because I know that the age difference between her mother and her father was a bit different. Is it true that Lana is older than me? I don't know where you guys get this crap. Lana is 28. She's still 28. She'll be 29 the day before my birthday. No, she's 28. If you were right next to her, you would see, yeah, she's a young 20-something girl. I've known her too long. I've known her since she was like 19. Or the money. Lana's 28. Yes, Lana's 28. Last time I saw her was when we filmed, because then we went into lockdown. Do I call people? You mean fans? I've called some people. Well, I see somebody writing something in Russian, but I don't know written Russian at all. I haven't learned the Cyrillic language. Lana looks 42. No, I don't know where you even get that from. Of course she doesn't even look 42. If you saw her up close, well, you know what? Lana came, when you saw Lana, she came without makeup, without even, you saw what she was wearing. She was wearing a gym outfit. She's used to the deals that she's done over there. You show up someplace and it's like being a model. They're going to do your hair, they're going to do your makeup, and that's what she thought was going to happen when she showed up. Of course, they don't do that. Except for the big interview. The big interview where she's wearing like a red dresser or something like that. They brought in 5 or 6 outfits for her to change in. But otherwise, it was her clothes. And my clothes, it wasn't my clothes. Because they bought all those clothes for me. Am I communicating through the paid app? No, I haven't talked to Lana on the paid app for months and months. Did I buy that Lambo new? No, I did not. I did not have that kind of money when it was new. It's an 89. I bought it, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, I think. Is when I bought it. I bought it when I was like 16 years old. How do they get away with what they do? They get away with what they do because you people believe it. You people believe it out there. I think I'm the only non-delusional person out there, except you people that do see through it and understand. How could you have all those questions? How come things don't make sense? I wonder why. Yeah. But I'm not the only one. You'll hear all kinds of people, all other cast members saying like, oh, bad edit, bad edit. Well, editing is not just editing. It includes filming. She called me with the phone. I don't talk to Lana because she doesn't know enough English yet. We just use the apps. Like mostly I use Viber. Oh, that's sad. You had to have your cat put to sleep. I had to do that once with a cat that I had that got run over right in front of me. That was a very bad day. You think I'm not living my life with Ukraine trips? I love adventure. If you want to stay at home all the time and, watch TV or whatever, that's fine. But, I love the adventure of traveling. We'll probably get... I wouldn't have any problem getting a couple more cats when I go on the road. I just don't know what I'm going to do with them exactly when I go, when I travel overseas, when we do international travel. So we haven't figured that one out yet. Lana is 5'7" and 1/4 inches. You didn't get to see, when we filmed this show, you think that they film a reality show. It's not a reality show. You think they're like a fly on the wall just filming what we do? Oh, hell no. You are busy 60 to 70 hours a week just filming, just doing what they do, what they want. You don't have any life on your own when you are filming for a show, for one of these shows. Hey, Fred. Fred, tell me what's going on there right now. Can I get over there without any problems? I'm hearing different stories about guys that are not able to get in there right now with the lockdown and others that are there right now in the lockdown. 90-day E11. I've had problems with you before. All for $1,500 an episode. Yeah, we wish. $1,500 an episode. Yeah. People ask me, why don't I marry an American woman? I wasn't looking to get married. This was an adventure. It's an adventure that I go on. I wasn't looking to be married. I wasn't necessarily looking for love. Do they have cranberry juice in Ukraine? I don't know if they do. It's very popular over there to have grapefruit juice and orange juice and some other juices. And actually banana juice is very popular over there. I don't know that I've seen like cranberry juice. But, the juice that I have, that I saved up, that's not 100% juice. The 100% juice doesn't last that long. It's the cocktail juice. It's like 10% juice. Do I have any plastic surgery? No, I don't have any plastic surgery. Maybe sometime I might to get rid of I've got like a couple of skin tags by my eye. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Would Lana entertain another guy? I don't know. Give it a shot. I don't think Yolanda got $2,000 per episode. Lana didn't go anywhere. I mean, Yolanda didn't go anywhere. Did she ever leave her house? I think her filming was mostly done in a couple of days. Do I have a YouTube channel? No, not yet. I'm going to. I've actually started, I wanted to do some claymation stuff, if you know what that was, using plasticine. I wanted to start trying to do some claymation, slow motion videos. They'd be funny, but, done with clay, character like me and character like Lana, and do our activities in claymation. And I would be putting those up on the YouTube channel. That stuff has become pretty popular. Why don't I want to talk about my age? You know my age. I'm 61. Do I have siblings? I have 2 sisters. Would I date Yolanda? No, I wouldn't date Yolanda. She doesn't go anywhere. She's not adventurous. And she doesn't want me anyway. She wants guys with muscles. Yeah, Wallace and Gromit. That is a claymation film. That kind of thing. Can you see me on a unicycle? Eventually, again, I think you're going to see me on the 6-foot unicycle. They were asking me if I would practice and learn how to get back up on it. I don't know if I would. Not at this weight. I didn't feel balanced when I ride it right now. So I wasn't ready to try the 6-foot. We actually did film a segment where I got up on it, but it didn't look good, so they cut that. They cut everything. And anything that made me look good was totally cut. That's why I have so much arrogance toward the show. When is Lana coming to the U.S.? Well, right now the U.S. isn't processing visas. They're not processing K-1 visas. So it's going to take a long time. Long time. Lana doesn't have any problem with Las Vegas. So Lana, when we started getting serious a couple years ago, Lana started doing research on Las Vegas and watching a lot of videos. And that's where she was answering those questions like, oh, it looks like they have, because if you go up there and look online, you'll see lots of videos about Las Vegas having drive-through wedding chapels and stuff like that. And that's all she could think of saying. And actually, she wasn't the one that thought of saying that. Everything that was in Lana's mouth was put in her mouth. Group of the guys to do pillow talk. Yeah, there's talk about that. Caesar and I were going to do it together, but we can't talk about that right now. I've never seen Lana. I've never seen Larissa in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a big place. I don't reach out to Larissa. I don't think she'd reach out to me. I don't reach out to Colt. I don't think he'd reach out to me. I talked to Dave and Annie. Dave and Annie are friends of mine. I'll be going down to see them pretty soon. And I talked to Tom, and I talked to Caesar. Occupation. I don't have an occupation right now. I quit work. Would I sell the leather jacket? Yes, probably I will sell it, but I'm not sure yet. A lot of people keep wanting to see me wearing it. Favorite place to travel? Well, I loved going to Machu Picchu. I went to Machu Picchu back when it wasn't 3,000 people on the mountain every day. It was only a few hundred, and I actually went very early in the morning. On the second day, we went back up the mountain so we could climb it. When we went up there, there was literally nobody else up there except llamas. We'd walk around a corner, and suddenly there's a llama standing right in front of us. And they don't get out of your way. They try to push you out of the way. And then we climbed the mountain. And when we climbed it, there was probably another 3 or 4 people up on the mountain. And that was pretty amazing, looking down on Machu Picchu through the clouds because we were that high. Will I sell Mothra? No, I'm not giving up Mothra. No way. Have I ever been to Bali? No. I've got a friend that has a house there, but no, I've never been. Do I only date women in their 20s? No, only Lana is in her 20s. All the other girls that I hang out with over there, or that I'm close to, that have any chance are in their mid-30s up to about 40. I don't think I'm seeing anybody or talking to anybody right now who's older than 41. Do I have kids? No, I don't have any kids. Would I date Debbie? Why would I date Debbie? What kind of adventure does Debbie do? Debbie can't handle even traveling to Colombia or wherever it was that she went. Hey, Fred. Yeah, hit me up, Fred. I will talk to you later. Great. Do I like women my own age? I've only dated a few women that were older than me, and then another few that were probably my age. Usually it's been around, when I was in my 20s, they were probably 6 years younger. And the only reason, even the first time I went to Ukraine, I think I told this story before. The first time that I went to Russia, the girls were probably just a few years younger than me. I was in my 30s, and the girls I dated were a few years younger than me. I didn't think it was kind of crazy to me to date somebody in their 20s when I was in my 30s. But what I found when I first went to Ukraine, the first time I went to Ukraine, the girls that were in their mid-30s would not date me. I was too young. They wanted somebody older. They want somebody that can take care of themselves. Why do I get defensive on B90? Everybody's defensive. That's what they want. That's what they ask you to do. And it's not just what we say. They come up with the words. It's not what we say. We spend 5 to 8 hours to film one of those episodes. We're saying comedy, we're saying drama, we're saying anger. You just see that they choose to put anger on my episode. That's what they want to see. I'm their bad boy. Nothing I can do about that. I have no control over that. I don't have any control over the comedy and stuff that they, if they want me to say something, that's what I'm paid for. We're just actors. Hey, got a Mothra. Erica is a super nice girl. I don't see any problem with Erica. Erica is a super nice woman. I think Ed really is that way. I think that was pretty obvious that he was that way. Ed obviously was using the show for fame. He was setting himself up for fame before the show even started. And if they told him to say something, he had no problem saying whatever he said. That was pretty awful. Positive attitude. Well, I do now because I don't let all you people with negative comments have no clue to what happened on the show. Literally no clue, and think you know what happened. No, I didn't say Ed wasn't scripted, but Ed has already come out and said that his was real. Ed has already come out and said that all that stuff happened. Yeah, Mothra is a little cam whore. Aren't you, Mothra? Mothra? Yeah, Mothra likes the camera. Dogs, I have a little bit of an allergy to dogs. Dogs are too hard to travel with. I travel all the time. And dogs, I can't just leave a dog in the house for three days to go on a weekend somewhere. Cats, I can leave them in the house for a week. Just leave enough food and stuff. Hi, Abby. Have I ever picked up the 7-10 split? Yes, 4 times. Hey, Michelle. Yes, I have watched Wet Socks videos. He really doesn't know what he's talking about as far as what happened with the show or what happened with Lana. And I wasn't with Lana at the time when he did those videos. And I thought it was interesting that she stood him up. So he was out there trying to get conversation with, so he was trying to do something that I've never done, which I don't know, that's kind of crazy, because from the very first time I ever talked to Lana, I saw her on video. Of course I saw her on video. I'm not going to talk to somebody I don't see on video. Where do you guys get that? It's fine that whatever's said on the show is said, but then if you hear me say something later, what? So you don't believe me? I'm the one that was there. I filmed it. You don't believe me? I'm going to drive my RV everywhere. Kelly? Ireland. That's one place I haven't been yet. My dad did go back to Ireland to see where his hometown was. He didn't tell me exactly, but someday I will go there too. Look good in a mullet. Yeah, I thought I did. And I have a picture somewhere, and the studio was asking for it. I couldn't find it. I was actually looking for my badge when I worked at Borland International, because I still have my old badge from there, and it's the one picture where my hair was probably down to here. Andre, look guys, you can see what's going on with the show right now, Happily Ever After. How much of that do you believe? Do you really believe that Elizabeth and Andre, with the things that they're talking about, that's real? I wasn't in a relationship for 7 years with Lana. That was only said on the show. I have said what is true about that. You know, everything that's said in the show is a one-liner, 2 lines at the best. Everything has to be cut down. So my story is much too complex to say in a one-liner, so it can't happen. So if I say, yeah, well, you know, I've known Lana for 7 years. We were never official. I was just friends with her. In the last 2 years, though, we had gotten serious. You know, if I say all this stuff, they say, it's too hard to say. Just say you were in a relationship for 7 years. Does that sound familiar? Did Lana show up? Of course she showed up. You saw it. And I was in communication with her every day. The detective was right. The detective was not right. And, you know, I've already said this before. How many times why do you think I was so angry with the detective? How many meetings do you think I had with the detective? I had 2 meetings with the detective you never saw. And they were the first 2 meetings. So by the time you saw our first meeting, what you thought was the first meeting with the detective, it was actually the 3rd, and I'd already had it out with him. Why did they not show it? Because it would have made me look good. Because I defended her. I answered all his questions. He had to make up stuff. And friends of mine in Ukraine that are in this business said, where did you get that detective? That detective was awful. But, you know, I didn't get the detective. Bowling alley in Las Vegas. I don't know. I haven't bowled in Las Vegas since I bowled tournaments 40 years ago. I haven't been bowling in Las Vegas in like 40 years. Bring Mothra on video. Mothra, you want to come here? Mothra, come here. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Come here. She's going to come. All right. You want to say hi? Come on. You want to say hi to everybody out there? Oh, no, you don't. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Now, see what you did? Do I miss bowling? Yeah, but, you know, I didn't like going alone. I liked bowling with my girlfriend at the time or whatever. Lana was never a sex cam girl. Lana is in a marriage agency. It's not a dating site. Lana's in a marriage agency. There's many marriage agencies over there. That's very popular in all countries that are not as well off as we are. What do I want people to take away from my show? I don't know what to say about David and Lana on the show. It wasn't me. How did I come up with the name Mothra? It comes from the Godzilla. It's the moth monster on the Godzilla movies. And Gamera is the turtle monster from the old Godzilla movies. And was there a Godzilla? Yes, there was. My very first cat that was mine only when I lived on my own was a male cat, and I named him Godzilla because from just a little kitten, you could be across the room from him and just hold your hand up, not standing, but close to the ground, and that cat would just come running and jump and pounce on your hand. And I thought, wow, he's a little monster. And this was in the early 80s, and so I called him Godzilla. And that's where that started from. So the female cats I got after that, I named them Mothra and Gamera. Mothra is actually the third Mothra, and Gamera is the second Gamera that I've had. Brother and sister cats. Yeah, Mothra and Gamera are both female, and they're sisters. I got them out of the same litter. I actually got them with the intention of getting Gamera, but Mothra was the little tiny cat, 4 weeks old. She would get up and she'd come walking to me. Every time I went over there, she would come walking over to me. So I talked the breeders into, can I maybe take this one with me? And they saw how I was with the cats, and they said, yeah, we'll let you have her too. And she's become my favorite. She's the one with the personality. Gamera's not so good right now. These cats are 16 and a half years old. Gamera is showing her age. She's got arthritis. She doesn't hear anymore. She doesn't take care of herself anymore, so I think she's gone senile. Mothra still acts like a little kitten. This is not my first live on Instagram. I did one, I'm thinking I was going to do one like once a week, and I think that was like 6 weeks ago. And I liked it back then. It was fun to do and get some information out there. Do I use Zest Soap? Interesting you would say that. I think I just opened up a new bottle of soap a couple days ago, and it is Zest. Interesting that you came up with that. Lana is on Instagram. Somebody showed her name up there a little while ago. It's Svetlana dot something. I think it's Svetlana dot before the 90 days, something like that. You should be able to find it. I believe the picture that she's using, the picture might be me taking a picture of her in front of the camera, or it might be just a picture from behind her head. I can't remember now exactly. She only has like 150 followers, and she's going to be showing up on Cameo probably within a week. Do I like Halloween? Yeah, actually I do like Halloween. I never posted any of my Halloween pictures though. They didn't ask for that. The Halloween pictures, they wanted a lot of pictures from my early 20s. And you know, at my age, we didn't carry cameras with us all the time. We didn't take selfies. We didn't have that. So I don't have that many pictures of when I was in my 20s. What did I eat today? I haven't eaten yet today. I only just woke up. You know what's my... Lana has no problem. Well, how can Lana do Cameo if she's so shy? Lana has no problem one-on-one. Lana has no problem on the little tiny camera. She actually thinks that we can probably do, now that she's